hallmark game for the defense, which held the Huskies to 195 yards of offense and just 3 points. UNO managed 13. That's plenty to go 8-0.
Fellas, that's a big win, gentlemen. Imagine this. Shut your eyes for a minute and see 7-1 or see 8-0. What looks better? 8-0. Okay, fellas, congratulations.
A national TV audience had the chance to see the Mavs exact some revenge on their friends from South Dakota. And Miller each rushed for over 160 yards. The defense forced 5 turnovers as the Mavs pulled away from the Coyotes 41-14. At 9-0, the only thing in the way of a perfect 10, a trip to Western Washington. The Wildcats played the intimidation game, but the Mavs had none of it. Top-ranked UNO won easy 59-21, capping a 10-0 season and a perfect run through the North Central Conference in its final year of existence. And for the 3rd straight year, the Mavs earned a Division II playoff bye. And while a 3rd straight 3-point playoff loss ended the Mavericks' magical run 2 weeks later, none will soon forget 2007 at Nebraska-Omaha. Having won the NCC every year, this senior class leaves campus as perhaps the best ever to don the crimson and black. The Mavericks will begin life in the MIAA next season. There are reasons to be even more optimistic. Leading passer Zach Miller, rusher Brian McNeil, and receiver Troy Cush return on offense, while the heart of the defense, including all NCC performers Jeff Souter, Jacob Chandler, and Reed Taylor, are back as well. New league. Same old results are expected for Maverick football in 2008.
Obviously going undefeated. That hasn't been done since 54, I think. So that's something we can all be proud of. It's something that not a lot of teams in this program have done, or a lot of teams even in the nation do. And then winning 4 conference titles, that's a pretty big accomplishment that I think all of us seniors can be proud of.
I wouldn't call it pressure, really. I mean, we just, focus. Coaches really did a good job of, making us focus each week on the game that week and not looking ahead too far. So I think we took it one game at a time. So.
I think that's special. We won it the last year, going undefeated. And the last couple of years, we've had to share it, and to win it outright this year makes it a little more special, I would say.
4 straight conference titles. The end of the NCC, and we dominated the last 4 years. That's, everybody in this room, well, most everybody in this room has 4 rings to show for their college career. There's not very many players that get to accomplish that.
I think so. I think just, contributing, and we've had people contribute all 4 years that we've been here, and I think most of us have contributed all 4 years, at least in some capacity, and just that we have been a big part of all 4 teams.
Season opener against UNK this year, I had a 96-yard holding penalty, and I was probably the most hated person in Nebraska for the weekend. So, I don't know. The commentators were pretty nasty about it. Sure. That's just something that I'll never forget. I think that was probably about the second series of the game, and it was not good. Oh, well, I'm not even at the sideline. I'm like, Jesus, Stu, what? Come on, you can't do that. Sorry. That's it did happen again though, actually.
Northwest was standing out for me. Second game of the season at home. We were down 19 or something like that in the fourth quarter, and we had a big rally and came back and beat them. And obviously they're a good team because they're in the national championship right now. So giving them their only loss and coming back the way we did would probably be the game that stands out the most.
Northwest here at home under the lights, it was a lot of fun, really good game. Came from behind. Just a good experience. Got to beat a team that made it far in the playoffs, so it was a solid team.
Beating Northwest, I guess because I was supposed to go there, it never happened. So that was kind of like a good thing.
Probably the Northwest game, just because, after we won that game, I think our whole team just kind of realized what we could do and how the potential we had for the rest of the season, and just knew we could beat any of the top teams.
North Dakota. I love going to North Dakota. It was a great atmosphere. We went down there and beat them boys. We had the crowd behind us talking stuff. Didn't matter.
I'd say the game that stands out the most is probably the North Dakota game because it set the tempo for the regular season. We went up there and got a win when they were number 2 in the country. And that's about the time that we were still getting doubted by a lot of people after we beat Northwest, first number 2 team we beat. And it was a great opportunity for us to go up there and get a win on the road in a big-time program.
Favorite game I can remember is would probably have to be the North Dakota game, just like everybody else, because just going up there, beating the crap out of them, it was great. I loved every second of it. With all our fans, family, the band was there, which is great because they're a huge support for us. It was a lot of fun.
North Dakota, like everybody else is saying, we went up there. It's a good atmosphere to play in, and we came out with a win.
The place was loud and crazy, and we scored on the second play of the game, and that really kind of took the crowd out of it. They tried to get excited during the game, but we managed to keep them out of it. And just seeing those looks on their faces after the game is probably the best feeling.
I'd have to say North Dakota, but for a different reason, because I've never gotten to go up there and play because I've always been hurt. So this is the first year I actually got to go up there and see what it was all about, and came out with a win, so that's probably my favorite.
South Dakota here underneath the lights with the TV on. Just fantastic atmosphere, crazy fans. Nice game, and we got to come back and kick those guys for one last time.
My favorite game for this year was definitely South Dakota. I came back. I sat out for like 6 weeks. I had the chance to come back and play.
I'd say South Dakota game stands out because they beat us last 2 years. It's nice to beat them this year. Pretty classless program. It's nice to stick it to them.
Start today, buddy. Those are going to be my words pointing to you for dinner.
Let me start out with one of my best memories of being a Maverick. Had to be this year, the ugly man, my boy Kevin Ehlers. We had to call him. It was a long-distance ugly man. Best thing ever. It was funny. Another thing I'm going to always remember is the meetings on Friday. It was great.
I have to say, my favorite memory all through football was our defensive line meetings every day. Before the meetings actually started, we have some interesting people on the D-line. I'll just leave it at that. We like to watch videos on the internet. Not necessarily bad like that. Like not like that. Just yeah. No, I don't mean like bad videos like that. I'm just saying we like to watch funny stuff on the internet. And then Ferg, who's going to be coming up pretty soon, he was probably the ringleader of all the videos we watched. So
it was really frustrating at times because we had people like Chris and Rob and Bobby every single day making fun of each other and getting in fights before, during, and after practice. It was really childish, and it got really old really quick.
Favorite moment was it was towards the end of the season. Kent Fleming, by the way, number 94, bowling ball. He showed up to practice, and there was cheese, nacho cheese on his face mask, on his chin strap. And so, we didn't think much, so we finally asked him. Well, he tried to eat macaroni and cheese through his helmet with his helmet on. So, yeah, he took it home. Long story, but that's basically that favorite part of. It made for an interesting practice.
The best thing I can ever remember, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life, is we were standing out here on the practice field, getting ready for practice, and Ken Fleming walked out of the doors and looked in the trash can and saw a giant trash bag of popcorn, and he proceeds to rip it open and grab 2 handfuls and walk out to practice, and he ate the popcorn out of the trash can. True story.
Yeah, true story.
And then he tried to justify it as it was in a plastic bag.
It was still fresh.
It was the best popcorn he's ever had.
I finally made it into the slideshow during fall camp. Got my picture up there a couple times, got made fun of. Kind of figured I'd get that earlier, but I'd wait till my senior year. It was a good time.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's pretty funny. Listen to Dan and Ferg go at each other all the time, calling each other fat. But other than that,
probably Keller taking a piss during the game. During the game. In the outhouse. In the outhouse, yeah.
Aaron Bierman's comments always brought a little fun to my day. That's about it.
I have a couple. The first one would have to be during 2 days this year when Ferg got Ricky the Wild Thing Vaughn's haircut with the lightning bolts in the back, and Kraus had one of the dirtiest mullets you'll ever see, which was pretty great. But I have to say my favorite memory is we played Western Washington, and I watched the weather the night before, and they said that it was a 30% ranch of chain. Oh no! Let me start that one over.
I just like every year for 2 days and everything, how all the new freshmen have to do skits and sing, and those are always great. And I just love laughing at them and telling them to see them tomorrow.
Do you remember yours?
Damn, that was going so well. Anyway, my favorite game had to be Western Washington. Although I didn't get to play, I watched the weather the night before. They said that it was a 40% ranch. One more time. Can't I spit that out?
Communications major.
Let's go.
Favorite memory, I'd say on the road, Zach Miller calling us in the wee hours of the night, prank calling us. It was a nice laugh. Pretty funny.
To say my favorite game was Western Washington. Although I didn't play, I did watch the weather beforehand, and they did say there was a 30% chance of rain, but 100% chance of stew.
Yes.
That did come true, by the way. Touchdown.
Yes.
I spent plenty of time in the training room this year, so I'm going to say in the training room with Ben Hoekstein and Amp Ferg, and usually we'd sit right next to each other and we just make fun of each other the whole time. Usually it was us making fun of Ferg a lot about his weight problem. Yeah, Ferg's fat. I want to get that one on there. Yeah, that's Ferg's fat.